The Artemis Moon Mission by Thomas Carey-Annis, Brian Lee, and Kyan Liu. Hello everyone, my name is Thomas, and today we'll be discussing the Artemis Moon missions. And in this part of the video, I'll be explaining the future and the history of the missions. My colleague Brian will discuss the economic impact of the missions, followed by my colleague Kyan, who will end our presentation off by talking about the achievements of the mission. The Artemis program was announced under the administration of President Donald Trump in 2017. It stated the goal was to land the first woman and the next person of color on the moon. The Artemis program is NASA's plan to not only have humans return to the moon, but to also create a permanent presence by the 2030s, and to use the moon's landing to jumpstart future Mars missions. It is NASA's attempt at creating the next generation of space exploration. While the Artemis program has made significant progress, it has faced some delays due to budgetary challenges. There are 5 milestones currently planned for this mission. The first is Artemis 1, which was successfully launched in November of 2022 and was the first mission of this program. It was the first time NASA's Space Launch System, SLS, rocket and the Orion spacecraft were used, with Orion successfully orbiting the moon, but returning to Earth in December of 2022. Although the mission was uncrewed, Artemis 1 proved that the technologies built for this mission worked and collected valuable data to assist future missions. The second milestone is Artemis 2, which is planned to occur no earlier than April of 2026. And is expected to be NASA's first crewed mission to the moon since the Apollo program. This mission is intended to test the SLS rocket's performance with people aboard the vessel. Thirdly, Artemis 3 is the third milestone, which is planned to occur by mid-2027 and will be the mission that actually lands astronauts on the lunar South Pole, the region that everyone thinks holds significant water resources. The astronauts will then return to lunar orbit on the Orion spacecraft. The Artemis program has goals that are greater than simply landing astronauts on the moon. Its key goals include developing new technologies, establishing infrastructure for sustainable lunar exploration, conducting scientific research, and doing so with international collaboration and with the help of the private industry. Now, I'll hand it over to Brian for him to discuss the commercial and economic impact of the Artemis moon missions.
The economic impact of the Artemis moon missions by Brian Lee. Economy plays a big role when it comes to Artemis moon missions, and this is why. NASA's Artemis moon missions are going to affect not just NASA's economy, but even the entire world. The moon missions will require many different people to provide their unique skill set and contribute in order for succession. For example, engineers will help make sure that the moon mission runs efficiently and safely, making sure all the technology is functioning properly. Designers will work together with the engineers and technicians to create the space technology and rocket ships needed to bring us to the moon. The spaceship will not only take many people, but lots of funding in order to launch it. These missions often require more than millions, but billions of dollars. This is because the missions require spacecrafts, launch systems, landing systems, lunar gateways, etc. As we delve deeper into the cost of the funding, we can see that the boosters and engines alone costed $13.1 billion US. To put that into perspective, that is nearly 19 billion Canadian dollars. This was $6 billion more than NASA originally estimated. Additionally, the entire Artemis program itself costed approximately 93 billion US dollars. This goes to show just how immensely economically straining astronomical research truly is. Artemis requires many infrastructure upgrades in order to complete such a technological feat like landing on the moon. This in hand requires even more funding to create better launch facilities and to develop further the technology needed. This funding is all provided by the government, encouraging the growth of space exploration. Artemis directly grows the global space economy, pushing the need for more and more improved and higher-end technologies. This indirectly helps civilization, improving the world's technology as more and more upgrades release. Furthermore, Artemis also gains money from taxpayers. Their money also goes to funding, in return for technological advancements in our world and more jobs. Taxpayers play a big role in the funding, however, it is not a one-sided deal as one may think. Because taxpayers are providing NASA money, they also receive the benefits of NASA's innovations and industries. In relation to jobs, more funds must go to workplace development and STEM education, where people learn how to do their jobs. There are also times when plans do not go according to plan, and in that case, the budget must be increased. This means that even more money will be needed, which leads to more and more funding. When it comes to global competition, many countries and companies will be racing against Artemis to get to the moon, meaning new industries will emerge and the resources on the moon will be as usual. Competition forces job creation, innovation, and breakthroughs as well. The constant need for new technology requires innovative minds to find new and more efficient ideas, causing breakthroughs that will help industries succeed, promoting more and more economic growth.
Hi, my name is Kyan, and I'm going to be talking to you about the accomplishments of the Artemis moon missions.
Fun fact, Artemis is the twin brother of Apollo. So that means that we can expect the Artemis missions to be on the same scale as Apollo's. So that means the same scale costs, the same scale achievements, and achievements is what I'm about to talk about. Now, first woman and first colored man to go on the moon. Now, this is a big achievement, since this will diversify astronomy as a subject, making it that not only certain people, like white men, can go on the moon. Now, a lot of kids have dreams to be astronauts, but they'll have to change their dreams in the future for stupid reasons like gender or race. Now, this, the first woman and colored man to go on the moon, might change that. Sooner or later, we'll probably have more people on the moon, like maybe even a trans person in the future, so it's just going to diversify the subject as a whole. Bottom line, this is very important, as this will break the limits of what kind of people can go to the moon, and things like that. Another thing is we'll also be going farther in space than ever before. Now, the Artemis moon missions will send humans farther than ever before. It's quite an obvious thing that we have the technology now, as the last time we've set someone to the moon, believe it or not, was more than 50 years ago, back in 1972. Yes, it's been 50 years. Although humans as a race are never satisfied as we keep on making advancements, and we haven't just been sitting around for 50 years. We've obviously been building the technology and advancements and things like that. Now, Artemis 2, the second mission of the Artemis missions, will take humans farther in space than ever before, if path goes as planned. That means that we will be breaking the record of Apollo 13, which shows the difference in the technology and experience. Thirdly, NASA will be partnering up with SpaceX. Now, NASA will be partnering up with SpaceX to send people to the moon. Now, I can't really give any specific titles, as most of them have been taken, but nothing has been on the same scale as this. Of course, this is different from more just a partner or a contractor. This is SpaceX, a company that is known worldwide, and NASA's partnered up with a bunch of different companies, but none as big as this, and they're sending people to the moon, something that hasn't been done in more than 50 years. And now, when you think of the Apollo missions, you can't really think of any big contractors or any other companies. But when you're going to think of the Artemis missions, there's a decent chance you'll think about SpaceX being involved.
The end. This video was edited by Thomas Curianis.